What's up, you folks? What's up, moneymakers? Welcome back to the channel. We are going to talk about ticker symbol TRKA, the Nasdaq traded penny stock. Now, TRKA is one of the very popular growing stock on the Reddit community. Is TRKA stock next GameStop? Why Reddit thinks so? So let's talk about that. TRKA is up 120% year to date. We talked about TRKA a couple of times. I do believe that this is a great time. I'll be talking about why TRKA is super popular Reddit stock. What the Reddit is up to in terms of TRKA and why it is a profitable stock, why they have huge short volume. Take a look on the last trading session on a Friday. We saw close to 60% off exchange short volume ratio. TRKA has a ton of catalysts going on. We will be talking about some of the technical analysis that I have done, what price point and price prediction that you want to keep in mind, where is the great support that you want to focus on, what is their moving average. They filed S3 shelf registration statement just before a few days on April 11th. Very juicy, very important information. As you already know, we have been pretty successful with MULN, GTII, and you name them. Now, TRKA is something new on my list, and my job is to make sure that I put it in front of you. You buy or sell or hold, that's up to you at the end of the day. That's your own money. I'm not a financial advisor, but I like to give back to the community once I research on a stock. And in return, all I ask you is hit that like button. We need 100 likes on this TRKA video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on very juicy, very interesting information. More than anything else, when I see more subscribers, it motivates me. And I'm not only after subscribers, I cater very juicy, very informative information to you when you need that the most. And TRKA is not an exception. Why it's 120% up? Take a look. We are down 7% in one day. 5 day, 10% down. It's not a big deal because it's 2 cents for a stock that is 25 cents in general. So we are pretty stable in my opinion. For last 1 month, we are up 5%. So congratulations if you watch my video when I posted before and you bought it around 18, 19 cents, and we are right now at 24 cents. 6 months, we are down 16%. So give or take, if you think in a short period of time, if someone bought it around 30 cents, yes, they are losing 6 cents, but they had an opportunity to go back up to 77 cents. Now, why this is a pretty crucial time to look into TRKA. Year to date, we are up 120%. Not only that, if you think how we triggered year to date. So from January 1st, take a look. And I wanted to draw a line if this allows me. And we went all the way to 5x, which is huge, like 500% return on the investment, 600% return on the investment. 66 cents gain on a 10 cents stock, which could happen once again. 3x return on TRKA possible. Write down in the comment section below what do you believe. More importantly, I wanted to tell you why TRKA is considered the next GameStop or GME and why Reddit thinks so. Now, TRKA stock has been gaining traction as the next GameStop among the retail investors and Redditors. What happens with MULN? People love MULN, especially when the short sellers are having MULN on target. People love it. Same thing for TRKA, and I'll share that detail in a second. The two same striking similarities, including cheap share price. We know that TRKA is right now 24 cents, and the restructuring plan. Until TRKA clarifies the financial standing, however, investors should remain skeptical. Now, which is what TRKA is trying to reduce in terms of the FUD. They are trying to figure out they can create more and more visibility, and we'll be talking about this record revenue of 188 million, or precisely 187.9 million. At this point, if you haven't clicked the like button, I deserve a like. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and motivate me. Also, write down in the comment section below what do you think about TRKA. Again, their adjusted EBITDA 5 million for next 6 months, December ending December 31st, 2022. One thing, if you like GameStop, you're not alone. GME, we already know, AMC, GME, CTRM, SNDL, HCMC. Those are the stocks that were the target for short sellers. We saw that back in the days before a couple of years, and we have seen such a big spike. We made money, so congratulations if you did. Ever since then, 2021 surge, the share price of video game retailer have occupied special place in the hearts and wallets of Redditors. Around 30% of the company's free float is now locked away. So that's GME, right? The same quickly becoming is true for TRKA. Ticker symbol, it is trading on NASDAQ, which is a good thing, right? When you have OTC traded stock, you have to go find the broker that supports the buying and selling of the stock, and you need to figure out the transfer, so on and so forth. This is not the case here. A New York-based ad tech company. In March, TRKA ticker dominated online forums, routinely becoming the top mentioned stock for day on end. Now, shares of this TRKA spiked 125% year to date. I talked to you already about. Fans are calling this price of $1 or more. Write it down in the comment section below if you already know this stock and if you believe that it is going to hit $1 in 2023. Write down $1 in the comment section below, which means you can have 4x upside, and this is not a joke because 4x, 400% return on your investment, we do not really see these days. But remember, there's always an opportunity into the market, and you want to make sure that you get on the right vehicle to make money. And in stock market, you want to sell the stock if you really want to make money and you don't want to hold it for the rest of your life. One of the things that I do, and I like to tell you, is your exit strategy. What I do is when I buy a stock goes to, let's say 200%, I sell half of the stock. What happens then? I put my own principal back into my pocket. So now my money is not into the game. Not only that, I also booked profit on the stock. So whatever the money that I have in my stock is not just profit, it's profit on a profit. So I'll be making cumulative return on the investment, and that's what I love. To their credit, social media investors have identified the striking parallel between, or the similarities between, TRK and GameStop. Both the firms have started rock bottom share price. Management at the two companies have engaged startlingly similar financial structuring plan, and they so often call catalyst in the supernormal return. Now, one thing why it is called next GameStop, right? From the trading perspective, TRK has around 21 million shares sold short at the end of February, 72% short volume ratio. And today's short volume ratio is not small either. It's close to 60%. Take a look. Off-exchange short volume ratio, 9.5 million shares have shorted. If I can scroll down, you should be able to see on a daily basis. On Friday, we saw close to 60% short volume ratio on FINRA when we had 16 million stocks traded, 9.5 million were shorted. 51.96 a day before, where we had 10.9 million. We had 5.6 million shorted. Now 56, 46, 56, which is huge short volume ratio, ladies and gentlemen. We went to 57. So it is not stopping. It is not stopping. The shorts are staying super strong, and which is what this article talks about, right? That's roughly the same as GameStop's elevated 88% short volume figure in January 2021. Yes, we did not go all the way to 88% or about 80%, but staying around 60 is pretty high. Remember, back in the days, the big players, the big shorts understood why they don't really want to keep shorting, because the community came together and social media has played very important role. Both the firms would go to an experienced short squeeze in their stock essentially, and you can relate to both of this, right? Now, another thing I wanted to also share with you, one more quick thing, is there is a turnaround catalyst. GameStop case, their activist investor, there was Brian Cohen, as you already know, promised the corporate overhaul to refocus on the retailer, e-commerce, and non-mall based activities. For a brief moment, it seemed like if GameStop could relieve the glory of the days of growth where Web3 gaming, non-fungible NFTs, TRKA, the Converge merger would turn negative profits into the positive one. And indeed, that happened. Take a look right here. What they have done. They have so far done amazingly. They reported the record revenue of 187.9 million. And this is TRKA. I'm walking you through on OTC markets. Take a look. Successive record of revenue, approximately 187.9 million. Revenue increased 1,125% over the competitive or comparative period, the year-over-year adjusted EBITDA 5 million, which is very good compared to the revenue. Continued strong growth revenue, and revenue streams are pretty great as well. It's an ad tech company, and when the ad tech comes back, right, in general, when the retailers start pumping money more into marketing, the media dollars gets pumped after some of the recession fears are going away. When we see that there is less inflation impact, people will start go ahead and buy. At that time, the companies will have a ton of money and they'll pour them into the marketing dollars, right? Continued revenue, strong revenue, demand for performance solutions with home improvement, residential services, legal and professional services, and successful completion of structuring of operations and cost optimization following the acquisition coverage. Now, this is pretty big in my opinion. And if you take a look at the net loss of 9.5 million, EBITDA is about 1.0, and adjusted EBITDA is 4.9 mil, which is close to 5 million all in all in adjusted EBITDA. Right now, the company is still in net loss, as you can see at the moment, but the revenue is super stunning for 2022 compared to 15.3 that we had in 2021. So this is, again, you want to focus on this. One thing that I want to leave you with is what price point that you should consider. So this is TRKA, and this is my chart. Now, this red bars that I wanted to quickly show you is this red bar, we spiked up all the way through here, which is about 75 cents to 80 cents range. Now, the price point that you want to consider is about 30 to 31 cent, because we saw that 30 cent had a huge support right here, 32 cents rather, had a pretty huge support back in the days. And since then, the stock started spiking up and it went to $1.25. Can it go to $1.25 again? Probably yes. Before that, I wanted to tell you that 75 cents is another support that you want to, or another resistance that you want to keep in mind, because that's a positive price point from 25 cents. So 25 cents times 3. So it's a 3x price point that we are talking about. But before that, you want to really consider that it goes to 32 cents, and then there could be one more spike. We saw a little bit more spike here or there, but then we also noticed that right here, 40 cent is another strong support. But before we go to 40 cent, we want to really see that the stock sustains about this 34 cents range, which is quite right here, 34 cents range for a longer period of time, and it needs to stable there. If you think about what it is trading right now, and I wanted to tell you why S3 shelf registration statement is very important before I go ahead with the volume, right? Number one, what they're trying to do is, company had announced February 22, 2023, a process to optimize their company's balance sheet and address the legacy capital structure, including a senior secured debt, and explore strategic alternatives. The company filed this registration statement at this time to provide with complementary alternatives in connection with that process. So the company is trying to create more transparency. Company may not sell securities pursuant to the registration statement until it's declared by SEC, and there can be no assurance there as to whether or when such event will occur. So there are a couple of things that you want to keep in mind, but I like this RSI. The green bar that you see right now is the RSI. The RSI is 48, suggests not an overbought, not an oversold condition, regardless of the high short volume. Will there be short squeeze? I don't have a crystal ball. Write down in the comment section below if you already know TRKA. Will there be a short squeeze? In terms of volume, right, we are seeing 26.6 million, 18, 37, 51, so on and so forth. But we saw pretty huge volume, about 126 million. We saw 206 million in volume as well on March 28th and 29th. Before that, a couple of times we saw a pretty high volume as well. We're consistently doing about 200 to 300 million in volume in March. Volume dropped. It's not just TRKA, but it's stock market, small cap in general. So I hope you like this video. My job was to just put this out there. Make sure that you review this, make this channel part of your due diligence, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.